Right? Here.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Well, hello, my fellow sexy, sassy, saucy, limitless HBICs. How are you doing on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? How is your day going? Are you living your best lives? Are you living in fucking shitfucker land where you're shitting yourself thinking you're not getting anything you want? Who are you being today? Huh? Are we being boring old victim-ass self? Or are we being sexy, sassy, saucy, getting our shit self? You better have said option 2. And if not, buckle up. Listen, let's do some basic bitch first. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. I'm doing special singing for the person who thought it was cringy that I sing in my opening. Okay? Please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the Dropbox below. They're in the screens that just went by. I'm not a boring bitch, okay? I do what I want. You should too. You should too, okay? And if I want to sing my intro, I'm going to fucking sing it, okay? Deal with it. Let's talk. I have 2 channel memberships. I go live with my channel members, the exclusive lives membership. We go live together every single Tuesday around 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. I have the hot seat / group coaching membership where I go live with that group every single Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you join the hot seat group, you have access to both memberships. Okay, I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper, and all my things are under Manifesting with Kimberly. Okay, and if you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me so we can talk about manifestation and how to get your shit. Okay, let's jump right in. So I was doing some thinking the other day, and I was thinking about, obviously, I read my comments. I can't write to everybody back. I just can't. I want to, but I can't. But I do read them. And, I saw a few people in the comments talking about how, they don't have it yet and blah, blah, blah. And, obviously I was feeling for them because I know what it's like to not have what you want, right? And I was thinking to myself, what did I do that was so different that I have my manifestation? I have my specific person. I am in a very loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. What did I do that was so different? What did I do that has made me able to manifest literally everything, specifically what I want in all categories that I manifest in? What did I do different that it came for me in a rather decent amount of time? And although, yes, I share how I manifest, I am someone who prefers to decide who the fuck I am. Decide who the fuck I am, and not much more than that. And yes, that's embodying the state. What a state is it's the house. Your state is literally who you are being. It's the whole fucking house. It's the house, dude. It's the house. It's everything about you. That's your state. Okay? Literally. Everything. All your beliefs. all your assumptions. Every individual assumption you have is a part of your state. And each state, because they're individual, each state comes with its own experiences and manifestations. And I know some people struggle to understand that, but most of the time, just by listening to some of the questions I get on states, I find really instantly it's because people are thinking logically. They're thinking logically. They're applying logic. And this is where we don't apply logic. Okay. So your state is fucking everything. And this is how I manifest. And the only thing I can say to you that I'm like, what did I do that is, how am I manifesting successfully and some other people aren't? What's the difference? And one thing that popped up in my mind when I asked myself that question was, I actually started living as if, like literally living as if. Now, I'm not telling you have to act or pretend as if, as far as like setting an extra table, a table setting for your specific person, or, leaving room on one side of the bed or leaving room in the closet. I don't mean shit like that. But I mean, I literally was walking around in my daily life thinking I was this new person. Now, initially, no, that was not an instant thing for me because I was struggling. Like when I first finally understood what states were, that was during a solo vacation. So I was still very heavily triggered by my 3D. But as time moved along during that solo vacation, it was getting easier and easier for me to embody the state of me having what I wanted. From there, I would just, pay attention to what state I was in. But I have shared with you that September was a shit month for me, and I'm grateful for September because September is when I really took another authentic, deep look as to who I really believed I was versus what I was manifesting. And when it came to the love category, I could see that there were still some things that I was hanging on to as far as I wanted more from love. I really knew that I deserved more. I wanted higher love. Like, oh my God, off the wall, ecstatic love. I wanted it and I was determined to have it. But anyway, what did I do differently in September other than I started thinking of every single subject area that I'm manifesting in, thinking on really of who I think I am. Not what my 3D was telling me who I was, right? Because maybe my 3D was a suck festival, and it was in the beginning of September. It was like a quick ass suck festival. I just started, I would say this, these are details you probably don't even care about. The first couple of weeks of September, it was not easy for me to do this. I was very triggered by my 3D and just triggered by my own state because I knew I was in a state that I felt very stuck in. But as I was daily deciding who I wanted to be, what I wanted my life to look like, how do I get there? How do I get there? When you're in a victim state, all you want to do is climb out of it and you want your life to change. So I understand the hurt. I understand completely. I was there. So what did I do differently? I, every single day, told myself that this is who I was becoming. And when I say this, I was very specific. I had a list of what does my life look like? What does each category of my life look like? So if I'm asked the question, who do I believe I am? I know what that list says because that's what I'm manifesting. I want that list. I want everything on that list. I want my love life to look like what I wrote down on my damn list. I want my money situation to look like what I wrote down on that list. I want this body of mine, every part of it to start looking like what's on that damn list, right? So I started telling myself that's who I was now. On the early days when I was struggling and really stuck in a shitty state, I would tell myself I was becoming that version of myself. But the last few weeks of September and ever since, I started carrying myself and really living as I was already her. So we can call it acting as if I wasn't setting an extra table place setting, because I wasn't putting any attention specifically on specific person. I was putting it on me versus specific person, meaning I wasn't affirming or saying things like, SP's so in love with me, that he loves me, he loves me, I wasn't doing any of that. I was saying, this is who I am now. I'm the version of myself that openly knows and accepts. And it's like cocky, confident that my specific person is reflecting back to me finally who I really am. And who I really am is a woman who knows what it's like to be chosen, what it's like to be unconditionally loved, what it's like to be treated like a lady. I know, trucker mouth and lady probably don't go together in your mind, but they do. All right. But seriously, what it feels like to have the man, hold the fucking doors open for me. Do some old shit. Some old gentleman-like shit. That's who I wanted to be. That's what I want. I want to be treated like a fucking queen. That's who I am now. And I am that version of myself now. I would just tell myself that. But I started like my morning, the moment my eyes woke up, I was telling myself that's who I am now. That's who I am now. And I'm not going to allow a 3D tell me who I am. And I stuck to that. That's the difference. So I started literally living my day as I was already that version of myself. So what does that look like? Well, what does the version of you who has all your desires look like? What do you think that life looks like? For me, it was finally getting a little bit organized and starting my day, maybe pampering myself a little bit, fitting in my workout, zhuzhing up my face a little, applying some zhuzh, some makeup, treating myself like I was a queen already, but not doubting it on the inside. I wasn't doubting it. I was so certain this was going to happen. Not in the first couple weeks of September. I was not. Towards the end of September is when I was able to really move into more elevated states. But it was my decision. It was my refusal to accept less. And it was my refusal to allow the 3D to get in here in my head. I refused. Because I was so determined that my life's fucking changing. I'm having what I want. That is the only difference between me and somebody who's not having their shit, in my opinion. So I've already made a video on how determined are you to have it. I know you guys watch coach after coach after coach after coach, and you think you have to do every single fucking thing you hear in the videos. And I'm telling you, no, you don't. You can just wake up one morning just like I did and just refuse to accept that you're not going to have what you want. And you can stand in that refusal to go back to the life that you are not enjoying. That's enough to keep moving. Yes, it is. I wouldn't let old thoughts, old, doubtful, old stories, shitty thoughts, I wouldn't let anything get me out of my determination to be a new version of myself, to have my life change, to have me living my best life with the man I love. I refused to allow anything in the 3D to tell me a different story. But it also meant that if anything popped up in the 3D, like circumstance-wise. So remember, this is towards the end of September. This was not in the beginning. In the beginning, I was a triggered fucking heifer. I was triggered. Towards the end is when my strength was my old stubborn self was coming back. Sometimes it pays off to be a stubborn bitch. Sometimes it does. And it paid off for me because I decided, like, I don't fucking care. Circumstance the 3D, not seeing what I want. I don't fucking care. I'm still going to have what I want. I don't know how. I don't know when. But I know if I keep telling myself that this is who I am now, that shit's going to change. It has to. It has to reflect me. It has to reflect what I believe. It has to. Most of you have had experiences with manifestation. Reverse engineer. Reverse engineer. I just reverse engineered for you. That's what I did. And I cannot stress that having some belief and faith in manifestation is going to do you well. It's going to serve you. I know some of you want to be able to sit there in your disbelief and, hey, you said you didn't have to believe your affirmations, or you didn't have to believe this. Yeah, you don't have to. You can still manifest. But it is the reason why you fucking waver all over the place. You were so concerned about being okay with not believing. That's the reason why you're wobbly and you waver all over. But when you have that foundation of belief, you're not going anywhere when shit pops up. You're not going anywhere. You're fucking standing firm, and you're standing in your faith. You're standing in that belief of, I know this works, and I know if I make the decision that I am being new self, nothing is going to push me over. Nothing. You're going to be like a fucking titanium magic moon water wall. I don't even know where that came from. I just made that up. Is there such thing as magic moon water? I don't know. But I mean it. I became unshakable. Unshakable. And life has been nothing but a fucking high ever since. Now, at the same time, it is so important to know this is not about being perfect. This doesn't mean that I haven't had an irritation or two in my 3D. You've seen some of my live streams. If somebody fucking gets sideways with me, I'm the first person to be like, you need to sit down, bitch. Right? So fucking what? So what? Nothing can get in your way. Nothing but yourself. So are you wavering and wobbling today? Let's not do it. Some of the common questions I get are, well, what do I do when shitty thoughts are coming up? What do I do? It feels like I'm just being attacked with shitty thoughts. I know. But guess what? With your diligence and with repetition of you deciding that those thoughts don't have to be true for you anymore, that's going to simmer down. It is. I got the thoughts too. I had a lot of shitty thoughts. I had a barrage of shitty thoughts. I had a lot too. I get it. I know what that feels like too. Like, I'm with you. I'm not above you. I'm with you. I know that's frustrating. But I knew I wanted my shit more than I gave a shit about old thoughts. Some of you have been in this community a long time. You know how to manifest. You know what you're doing, but you doubt yourself. Why? I know for a long time on my own journey, I couldn't trust myself. I couldn't trust my decisions because I would hop all over the place, waver all over the place, and I hated it. I wanted to become someone that could stand firm in the face of anything. And I can say pretty comfortably, I am that person now. Doesn't mean I don't have an emotion or a response to things that pop up, but I'm not letting anything get in my way. If I want love, if I want a specific person, I don't care what comes up. It's mine. And it can be yours too. What are you believing more in? This fake fucking illusionary world that you are probably seeing evidence of over and over again, that it's you manifesting it. I see comments all the time. I was in the state. I'm in the state. I had a beautiful conversation with somebody that's been working with me. And this was such a beautiful statement. And it's because I have been trying to convey this to all of you when you ask me questions about being in the state. And when you're saying you see nothing in the 3D, my response all the time is, okay, well, then you weren't in the state. Because if you're here already questioning where your shit is, you're not there. You're just not. You're probably in a really good mood, but you're not there. Because if you're looking out here and concerning yourself that your manifestation isn't here yet, you're not in the state. And I say that with love. So I had a coaching call the other day, and it's someone who is fucking amazing, but she said something to me that was just priceless because I know it's true. And I've been saying it. And she said, I told you a few times that, I was in the state, I'm getting nervous, nothing's changing out here. And she goes, I'm in the state now. And now I know what you mean when you say you don't concern yourself, you don't worry, you don't think thoughts about where's my manifestation? How long is this going to take? Oh my God, I've been on this journey for this long. Those thoughts don't come up. I finally know what you mean. And you were right all along. I was never really in the wish fulfilled. I was never really there. I know, girl. I know. And I love you for saying that. But see what I'm saying? You're not. Because when you really, really get there, and you will, use any technique you want to get yourself there. Because that's what techniques are doing. They're bringing you to the state. Period. They're changing who you are. Right? That's what manifestation is we're changing self. When you get there, you will know you're there because you won't worry about a fucking thing. It's such a pleasure high too, dare I say. It's a phenomenal feeling because you just stop worrying. You just stop worrying. So, what did I do different? I started carrying myself as if I was already the new version of myself. And my world rapidly changed. And I mean rapidly. And I mean like it changed. You guys are watching the change in my appearance. And I'm really not doing anything different. Just sometimes I have some makeup on because my boyfriend's here. I'm not really doing anything different. Nothing that I wasn't doing before. But because I decided this is who my new self is. And you guys are reflecting it to me, whether you're even aware of it or not. So this is real. This this works. You can choose to be any version of yourself. When you're worrying about where your manifestation is, ask yourself why. Why are you worrying about it? What's the problem? What reality are you believing in more? The fake illusionary world out here, or up here, your 4D, your imagination, the real, true reality? I know your answer, whether you want to admit it or not, is you're believing in the 3D. And you're fearing that you can't manifest. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you can. And you are. You are always manifesting. Always. Every moment of every day, you are manifesting. Just like you are always in a wish fulfilled. Always. Whether you think you are or not. So what wish fulfilled are you living in right now? Are you living in the wish fulfilled of you not getting what you want? Are you living in the wish fulfilled of victim state, of victimhood, of this isn't working, SP isn't choosing you, the money's not coming in? Or are you living in the wish fulfilled of you having your shit? Are you being a determined bitch, refusing to accept no from your 3D? That's what I did, and that's why I have it. And you can too. Be a stubborn bitch, or be a stubborn badass, and refuse to accept less. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.
it repeats me.